Hello and welcome back to another video. Now today it is the tail end of FIFA 21 and what to expect for FIFA 22. Now I haven't made a video on FIFA 22 yet and I have played the for early access, and I thought to begin this, like today I am playing this on a Saturday. Today I'm recording this on a Saturday and I have actually put a fine bit of hours into the 22. But I don't think I've got the team that I want yet. There's a few things I kind of want to change up, look at, and maybe just see if I can get somewhere. But overall, I got to say that FIFA 21 has probably been one of the best years for basically building teams. I've got to say, like, building this team, like this club, is insanity. To put at least, like, the amount of 90 rated cards that I've got here is insane, and some of the players like I were hoping to get or trying to wish to get during like loads of time, I've now managed to get them. So it's insane to think that I've got all these players in my team, and most of them are actually untradeable. That's the one thing about this, actually. A lot of them are untradeable. And that basically really does sum up my champions. That does sum up my FIFA. Realistically, it's just everything has been untradeable. And I think probably 2, 3 players in this team are all like maybe 4 are the ones that are most tradable. And I gotta say, I have enjoyed this FIFA, and it's definitely been a tough one at most, and I'm quite surprised. Like, I've managed to get this type of team in the end, and you're probably wondering why you're surprised. You've probably got the luck behind you. You've probably got all these things behind you. I didn't get a good player like that is worth millions until like the very, very end of FIFA. And I managed to just gather all these players at the very end. This was like the near the end kind of result of FIFA. This wasn't already like, once I've got all the players, bang, I've got all these players. This was like, I had Messi first before I had any of these other, like Verratti, and maybe a Tal. I had Messi first, and I even got Roberto Firmino first before I even got any of these other players. Potentially might have had Thiago Silva and Edison already, but I've had this Edison since the team season did come out, so I think Edison might have been like the longest servant here. And I did pay one. This is my most expensive player ever, and I wanted to keep this there because of how much I had like managed to get myself to get Roberto Firmino, the first ever million coin player that I've ever bought in my life, and that is insane. And it's mad to think like I've managed to get around a million coin player, while in previous FIFAs I was struggling to even do that. Like previous FIFAs, I was struggling to even make a mil, and even make like 500k. But this FIFA, I managed to break that boundary and really kind of tail off to the point of like, yeah, I've done it. And I've even got some of the beast OP players like here. I've even got like Lukaku, Team of the Season Lewandowski. I even managed to get a Team of the Year this year at the very end, and I've even got my first like ever 90 rated like 99 Lionel Messi. I've got the best card in the game, and it's mental to have this card just sitting there next to another 99 rated player and a 98. Like, it's mad to have this type of team, and now I'm looking back at it, I'm like, fuck, this is a good team. A lot of players I haven't used, like Hector Bellerin, haven't used him. Akanji didn't use, but it was hard to really get them in this team. And I feel like for this team, like, I'm going to keep it. It's going to be there, and it's going to be on my YouTube as well. and it's just going to be there. It's going to be there. And if I ever go back to this game, I think it'll probably be around on friendlies. But blimey, this was a team. And there will be a lot of players I will like never use, but overall, I think I'm happy with what I've got. Like I'm happy with what I've got. I'm very pleased that I've managed to get likes of Alessandrini, like even Carlos Tevez. Like Carlos Tevez was a beast, and it was like I only used him for 7 games, but still he was a beast. It was hard to link him in, but he was a beast. Rice was a solid player when he came out. He was a solid player. Really liked using him. 6'1" with 90 pace, just dominated that midfield spot. And even Calvin Phillips, I had him, but I sold him, and then I've managed to pack him again. But he was solid as well. I liked him. Dumfries as well, 98 pace, 90 passing. Thomas Muller, Jamie Vardy, like the list goes on with the amount of players I've managed to get. Alaba, Sabitzer, who's now in Bayern Munich, by the way. Bamba, like it. The list goes on. Like Mount, probably one of the best players I've used this year. Absolute beast of a card. Really, really good 92 rated player. But so far, just looking at this team, a 196, probably the best rated team I've ever built, or probably best team I've ever built. And to really have just this team is, it's amazing. It is an amazing feeling. And yeah, like in the end, it's mad to have this type of team, and the fullback to the centre back position. Like I know it's a mad thing, even though I've used it in like not even as like a starter, as more of like in game, or change it to a back three. And you're probably wondering how I changed it to a back three. My 3 centre backs is Chilwell, Thiago Silva, and Marquinhos. And the reason I like having Chilwell there, he's 5'10". Paredes, he's 5'11", but I like him a little bit up the pitch. He's got 90 shooting, and he just gets up there so well. And Chilwell's only got 70. And my left mid is obviously a Tau, who is a fantastic card. Very good defending stats, very good forward stats. He's just very, very good. Really liked him, and yeah, fantastic player. And I got to say, Curtis Jones and Verratti in that CDM spot, very, very good as well. Like Verratti with 93, Jones with 91. Need at least a tall player in there. He's like 6'1", very tall, pretty decent. Like him. And then we got Sterling, Roberto Firmino, and Lionel Messi up front. And yeah, these 3 were very, very good. Even on the bench as well, like Lewandowski and Lukaku, and even Mohamed Salah. Like I had time with Mohamed Salah. And even Lewandowski. I don't know if there's, sorry, not Lewandowski, but Harry Kane. This is the first 96 rated player packed. Again, 155 games played, 199 goals scored, and 132 assists. So close to 200 mark. Probably one of the best strikers I've used this year. And yeah, it's proper decent, I gotta say, for Harry Kane. Did like using him. And even Roberto Firmino as well, like 42 games, 61 goals, 46 assists. Sterling, 3 games, 3 goals, 1 assist, pretty decent. And then obviously Lionel Messi, 5 games played, 6 goals scored, and 4 assists. I was thinking of doing a weekend league with this team, but it's too late now. It is now Saturday, and I've been very focused on other stuff that I've not really got around the chance of really making this a final push on weekend league, unfortunately. But we move on, and now it's time for the new season. And I hope the one thing my goal is for next season is to get big players at the near the very beginning of the game, so I have more time to really push at them, and make kind of like, if I can get Lionel Messi, obviously very beginning of the game, like near the very beginning, or just maybe a quarter through, I think that'd be a good goal to have. And if I can get him, perfect, because then it'll be a player that I have that I'll probably spend like 200 games, 300 games playing with, trying to score goals, doing whatever Messi does in that spot. And potentially players like Roberto Firmino as well. I've had Roberto Firmino before, and I got to say I really enjoyed using Roberto Firmino. Just a great player overall. And even on like sort of Ultimate Team's base card and all that stuff, 5-star skills just really, really does make a difference on FIFA. And some cards, like obviously these are all 90 rated and everything, but big cards, like I know Inform Sar is a card that I really want to try and get for FIFA 22. That card is very, very good. Obviously, Mohamed Salah's got an Inform as well, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get that anytime soon. But it is cards like that I'm looking at and all that stuff. And at the moment for FIFA 22, it is that tail end of it's that start to really get in there. But yeah, but now it's a final. It is basically like for me personally, this is the final day of FIFA 21, and the reason I say this is, for tomorrow I've actually got quite a bit of a busy day, and I will not have an opportunity to really go into FIFA 21 at all. So I thought this is it. This is the final day, and ups and downs. I gotta say, for this year specifically, a lot of struggle coin wise, like a lot of struggle coin wise. Trying to get massive players to really get in this team and be like, just trying to get those massive players and get them inside the team, make a good, solid team, make an exciting team as well. Like the one thing I had problems with was trying to find the stuff to really get excited teams, and I had a decent team. I've got to say, halfway through the season, I had a decent team. I had very good like players in the squad and everything, and everything I've got, everything I've captured, has all been on the PS4, and at the moment I'm on the PS5, and there's a lot of difference. But I've got to say, on the PS4 there's so much data there. I've like certain players in there, like Aspas, his normal gold card, even Roberto Firmino's normal gold card. I've got that saved in my I've got that saved, like the actual like stats of his saved on my PlayStation. And yeah, it was throughout this whole season. Like I think the longest serving player has been Edison, but some of the best players I have used, I've got to say, has been Riyad Mahrez. Yeah, as you can see, 189, 155. Riyad Mahrez, for me, has been one of the best players I've used this year. And it comes down to playing with him with like 500 games I've played with Riyad Mahrez. And it's quite a bit of a mad stat to have, 500 games, I think. And I even had that with Trent Alexander-Arnold last year, but then I upgraded him. But to have Riyad Mahrez was something. And obviously, in the end, couldn't really use Riyad Mahrez, got better players, so can't really do much. But overall, I gotta say, if I had to rate this FIFA, at the very beginning, it was like a 9 point. It was like an actual 9 out of 10. The middle was more like a 7.5, and at the very end, it became a 9.5. But overall, for this whole like FIFA, out of 30, because I've rated 3 bits, I'd rate this FIFA a 26 at 0.5 out of 30. That's a long, like, sort of 3 days. Not 3 days, sorry, but 3 periods of FIFA. The promos were good. I liked the promos. They were very decent. There was a lot of things that I tried to get and I couldn't get. And I think the one thing I would have liked FIFA to really do was think outside the box a little bit on certain players, certain youngsters as well. Like Lamptey was a big one for me personally. The right back from Brighton who didn't get a ones to future star card. Sorry, not a ones to watch. And I felt like he should have got one. It would have made a lot of sense, but unfortunately didn't. Um, and I was looking at some of the other stuff. Like there was there was this one bit where I tried to get for birthday Tiago, and I couldn't get him. I tried my absolute best to get him, and I couldn't get him. And I didn't even get a foot birthday. I don't think in the very end. And yeah, I just basically failed trying to get a foot birthday Tiago, and that was a ball. That was a proper letdown. Trying to get foot birthday Thiago, and oh man, I wish I had him at the time because I would have played many games with him, but now I won't because I've got better midfielders and all that stuff. Um, but promos were okay. They were decent, and you can see at the very end promos like there's all sorts of promo stuff here, but these promos are literally at the very end, and obviously two team seasons. This was, I think, the Copa del Rey, like the Euros. This was the Euros as well, and these SBs like Messi, Atal, and Jones were like at the very end. Lukaku team season again, very end. Gomez, Locatelli, Witsel, Hector Bellerin, Akanji. Like I think the only player that is like the team of seasons are like the only players that are literally at where the team of seasons were, and before that. I think if I had to go on my club to go to a player that had been, so you got Carlos Tevez, Kieran Benzema, who I haven't used, um, uh, who else was very early at this game? I might have to go further down. So Morales and Atal, who foot birthday, and obviously this was a what if. But I did get these at the very end, to be fair. So yeah, and I also had Diego Yota's in for like ones to watch, put it into an SBC, but I still got his um, loan from the very beginning, and that was a very good card. That did a lot of wonders for an 85. That was probably one of the best 85 cards in the game, and now he's got an 84, and I really want to try to get his 84. But Florenzi, probably like one of the watches I really did have at the very early in the game. Very good card. But yeah, basically that was it. No team of the years, no team something like that anymore. Proper put into like the Messi SBC. But the one thing I've got to say, I've got like the Lionel Messi, and I still managed to keep this like all these other players, and even in my club as well. That's quite a reward. So yeah, and in the end, I got to say for division rivals and whatnot, I think I ended up in Division 2. If I'm wrong, am I right? Am I wrong? Oh, divisions. Yeah, Division 2. Very close to Division 1. Very close to Division 1. I was in Division 1 within like a week, but very close to Division 1. But ended up in Division 2, so happy with that one. Um, that I'm very happy with. Foot champs. I don't know if I can see my foot champs were like leaderboard, but this guy's been playing it. Monthly maybe. Previous. No, it's proper gone. I would like to see like what I've done this year, but I don't think I can. Ugh, bless me. And also 700 games won. I've actually put that on the nail. 700 games won. That's quite good. Like 300 games losses. It's pretty decent. Um, And I think for my leaderboard, Matt Shannon's, this guy played a lot. Jay, hands down to you. You've literally played this game to the point of like, I'm surprised you're not bored of it. It is literally insanity how he's managed to do that. Matt Shannon's 700k, pretty decent. Currently 8th, but top squad, transfer profit, like, it's there. It's finally there. That 2.2 mil is probably down to Cristiano Ronaldo, and that's it. That's it. 2.2 mil was down to Ronaldo. So, but yeah, that was. I gotta say, this was FIFA 21. It's now for time for FIFA 22, and hopefully there's a lot more exciting things, but a lot of things that make sense to FIFA instead of going a bit over the top. But like sort of this, I'm yeah, I'm happy with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, do subscribe, and yeah, see you next time.